Sorry I'm late. Hi. Hi. Hello, hello. Sorry I'm late, guys. Baby duty. It happens. Sometimes I'm early because of the baby. Sometimes I'm late because of the baby. We have safaris. Oh man, I can't. I tell you what, I can't keep up with this. I literally cannot keep up. Every time I think I'm close, we're not. Oh, it's aggravating. I was texting Katie earlier, and we were saying the same thing. Like, it just they really are trying to get us all to move to Florida. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get all us Californians to just leave the state. Florida sounds pretty good. Criminally. Ah, dang it. Did I do it again? I did. Fresh Baked presents. Why do I do this every single time? I don't know. Man, that's a lot of comments. Slow down there. Ain't time for the race yet. Yeah, there's a lot of things that keep people where they are. Certainly I have things that are anchoring me in California. But man, they're making it hard. They're making it hard to stay here. I would go to just name it. You know what? Next weekend we're going to the zoo. You guys want to see this Fresh Baked zoo? How about that? Fresh Baked zoo. Fresh Baked. We're going to go to the park today. Not the theme park, just a park. I hope you guys like our park today. Our park is lovely. I've asked before. I still don't think I can do Fresh Baked SeaWorld. I don't think that's allowed yet. Still trying to get chat loaded up here, guys, so hang in there with me. There it is. Well, I know SeaWorld's open. It's just that, are we politically allowed to go to SeaWorld and like it, enjoy it? Ever since Blackfish, I think it's called. Thank you, Chantel, for the gift. Ever since Blackfish, we're not allowed to go to SeaWorld anymore. Fresh Baked, anything that's open. Hurrah! Michelle Johnson, does Disney have any grounds to sue? I don't know. I mean, I've seen cities sue the state because the state tried to impose harsh guidelines on a city. But I don't know if a private company can sue the state. I don't know. I would think so, yes. Especially when there's all kinds of evidence out there that things are, I mean, it's not perfect. It's not perfect, but it's being done. It's getting done. You don't have to cure this thing to get back to some kind of, normal stuff. Thank you very much to Destination Chronicles. It blew us a little parakeet. Thank you. The gyms in Arizona sued the state. Really? Tell me more. Did it work? I don't know who issues the operating permits. I don't know. Yeah, so Laramie, if you're not sure what Blackfish is, Blackfish was per Laramie was a documentary about how bad SeaWorld is and how much they mistreat the animals. Any little bit of research will show how fake and incorrect it was, yet people believe it's lies. That's per Laramie. I don't want to speak for anybody on that. That's not Fresh Bake's position. I don't know it. I've never even watched the movie. I've never watched the documentary. I've never done any personal research on the topic, so I have no idea how accurate that is. Brian Cunari, it did. They reopened. Well, then let's do it. Let's do it. Why not? Well, now they said they lost. Who won? Who lost? I don't know. Blackfish has been debunked. All right. So, by the way, if you guys aren't sure why I'm having this, why the title says, are we all just moving to Florida then? Again, same thing happened last Monday. No sooner, was it Monday? Anyway, no sooner did I post a video about how the OC Health Agency wants things to be orange, and it sounded like maybe the state was kind of backing off a little bit. No sooner did that video come out, does the governor come out and say that they're in no hurry. They're in no hurry at all to reopen theme parks or to issue guidelines, and they're going to be stubborn about it. So they still could say orange. They're just not in a hurry to say that. This is the way I'm hoping that it turns out. I'm hoping that's what he's saying. We're in no hurry to issue guidelines. We're in no hurry to say it's orange and not yellow. I just don't understand what are they waiting for? It's starting to feel personal. It is. It's starting to feel personal. Because I can do just about anything else I want to do right now. No, Six Flags is not open because they're in the state of California. And they're operating under the same tiered color tiered system. I don't think that's, somebody has said after election. People keep saying that. But his tone suggested it would be well after that. Because the election's in a month. Less than a month. Great Wolf put off they actually put off their own opening, I think. That's not true. Trigger Happy says, David, I saw a headline that Newsom doesn't want to reopen Disney because of a disagreement with Iger. That's not what he said at all. Somebody asked him about Iger resigning, and he said that that they had some disagreements, and that he's not surprised that he left. But that doesn't necessarily mean that's why. It was already the case, is what he's saying. We had already said no to Disney at that point, and that's why Iger left. He's not saying this because Iger left. Iger left because he's doing it. It's the other way around. Is SeaWorld open because they're considered a zoo? Well, SeaWorld is not completely open. They're partially open in the same way that Knott's Berry Farm has been partially open for at certain times. Yeah, there is what they call, I remember somebody calling it like the zoo rules. There are zoo rules, and I think San Diego or SeaWorld was able to open under some similar zoo rules. I don't know. I wish. Is your prediction for number 6 still looking good? No. No, it does not look very good at all. It doesn't look good at all, no. I just wonder. I would like to do some research on this and see if there's any sort of legal safety net that Disney could just open. Not quite Elon Musk, not quite a Tesla, because he threatened to move their operation out of state. Not quite that, because Disney can't do that. They can't just pick up Disneyland and move it somewhere else. But I wonder if they would just open. I wonder if they could do that legally and not. I don't know. What is the penalty? So let's say somebody does open. They circumvent the guidelines. They circumvent the tiers. A smaller company. Let's just say, I don't know, my local mall, the Main Place Mall, which couldn't open before. What if they just opened and said, screw you, state? What would their penalty be? But we don't know that. I want to know. Destination Chronicle says massive fines, maybe. Right. I would assume that to be the case, but what are the fines? Is there... Well, who issues the business license? $6 says lose business license. Who issues that? What are the... I want to see I want to see the rules. I want to see the laws. Are there any specific laws in place? I don't know if it's the county, the city, or the state. I think it's the state, right? It's the state that issues the business license. No, I have a business license for Fresh Baked, and it's a state license. Right, so Bob Cuthbertson says it's not a law, it's guidelines. So if it's not a law, then to hell with your guidelines, I guess, right? If there's no law, if there's no, are there penalties within the guidelines? Breezy Bear says if Disneyland could open without an okay, they would have done it already. I'm not sure that's the case. No, I think they're trying to do as per the state says. They're trying to do that. And it could be because they want to use the state's permission as legal cover in case there is something that goes on. Not that they couldn't be held liable anyway, but they do have some cover legally if they can say, well, the state said we were okay to open, that kind of thing. I think that's part of it, at least. Cameron Cavedo, what are we moving to Florida for? Well, because I want to go to a Disney park and I can't do it right now. And the word from our governor today is not so positive. Evan Layton says liability and insurance issues are more likely, wait, where'd it go? Part of why they won't open in spite of the restrictions. Right, I think that I believe that to be the case. Sophia Gonzalez, petition for David to fly to Florida and make us happy with Disney World videos. I want to do more than one though. I want to make a lot of videos, okay? I want to make a whole bunch of videos. And I've only got so much time on one trip. I need the parks to be open, for me anyway. Michael Pettigrew, where did that go? Michael Pettigrew, David, a water park here in Sacramento opened months ago, and they were only fined $500 a day, a fine they could easily absorb. I can go to Florida right now if I want, yes. If I had the time and the inclination, or and the funds, all that. Deborah Hobbs, the sheriff and law enforcement in my county are refusing to enforce guidelines. Well, okay, that again, what is the burden? That asks the next question. What is the burden of enforcement? Because right now, it's local. They're not even trying to enforce it. The masks are a state law, state guideline, but nobody's enforcing it, right? Unless, I mean, an individual at Target says, "Hey, put your mask on," but people just put it on and take it off. There's no enforcement. But is it different for an entire entity like Disneyland? Is there a different level of enforcement happening? Oh, here we go. Here's something that needs to be read. Matthew Hopkins. Oh, no, that's not it. Sorry, Matthew. Where'd that comment go? Where'd it go? Dang it. I thought I had it and now I don't. Okay, there it is. It's some crazed fan. Lots of armchair lawyers here. I work in compliance. Guidelines are tied into law. There are requirements for maintaining operating licenses. Following guidelines are part of that. So part of your license says you are required to keep in compliance with any local or state requirements, I'm guessing, or state guidelines. That makes sense. That makes sense. Justin Hoey, thanks for the $5, man. That's a cool little thing. I don't know what that is. Looks like a dinosaur. Claudia Jacobson, why is it that airplanes that never stop running, yet they can open this place? That would probably fall under the essential service category. They give more exceptions to things that are essential. And therein lies the logic for a lot of folks who want to have this conversation. It's a question of whether or not they're saying Disney is not essential. Going to Disneyland is not essential. A, I would argue that point. But two, I have a strong issue with that statement, because that's not the position that the state is taking. The position that the state is taking is that it's science, not essential. Science says you can't open Disneyland, but all these other things are open. Things that are just as, or perhaps even more likely to be a place where you could contract the virus. It's more likely that I would get the virus at Walmart. It's way more likely that I would get it there. So where's the science on that topic? Well, it's essential. Okay, fine. But don't lie to me, and don't tell me that it's science when it's not. It's not science. Okay, listen to the whole thing that I'm saying before you start commenting. Scott, I know you. I get what you're saying. You don't spend 10 to 12 hours at Walmart. I could, if I wanted to. The issue isn't how much time you spend on a thing. It's how likely you are. It's just like saying that I can't get into a car accident because I'm only driving across the street to the grocery store. Most car accidents happen within a mile of your home. So it's not how much time you're spending in a place. It's just what's happening in that place at the time. It's not any more safe. If I keep driving and driving and driving and driving and driving, that doesn't make it more likely. I could get in an accident at any moment, at any time on the road. It has nothing to do with how long I've been on the road, unless you're talking about fatigue, which is a different conversation. Going to Walmart with all those folks who are not abiding the guidelines is what I'm saying. You go to Walmart, you walk into any Walmart, at least in my neighborhoods. Some neighborhoods I go to, a Target or grocery store or whatever, there are lots and lots of people without their masks on. There are lots of people touching thousands of things. Thousands of things. They're being touched all over the place with no, they're not restricting anything. Social distancing is not being monitored inside Walmart, inside Target. They're not being monitored. They're setting up lines and that's it. The only place you're seeing social distance is a myth. Social distance is a myth, in my opinion. It's a false thing. I mean, like I said, you can social distance in a queue, but you can't keep people from collecting in a certain area. The coffee aisle at your grocery store at times has 4 or 5 people there, all looking at the same coffee. Nobody's minding each other. So I'm saying it's more likely under those conditions to catch the virus than it is walking around Disneyland. That's what I'm saying. Doesn't matter how long I'm doing it. Hopefully, I missed, the comments are scrolling like crazy. Jose Alamo, thank you very much for the $5 gift. That's an interesting one. What is that? It looks like an ogre. He says, incredible. Scott Zucchi says, I'm convinced that Disneyland Resort is demanding higher than 25%. I don't think so. What they want is a complete opening. They don't, I think, this is my own opinion. I think they don't want to have a small, limited opening in terms of what you can do. They want full access to everything, at least most everything. There are some things you just can't do. The subs, the monorail is up for debate. But I don't think they want to do like a Knott's thing. But I think they're fine with 25% capacity. That's how they open Shanghai. That's how they open Walt Disney World. Okay, let me scroll back. Regina Layton, science says that what Walt Disney World is doing to prevent park-related outbreaks is working. Science says the same procedures would work at Disneyland. If anything, I would just use as Disney World as a benchmark to say, hey, look, opening the park doesn't exactly equate to an outbreak. What does is not minding the mask rule. Look at Oklahoma. Just take a look at Oklahoma since July. Nobody wore masks in Oklahoma in July. Just saying. Okay, so let's see. The chat is popping. I know, Gina, it is. It really is popping. There's so many things I probably want to answer, but I can't even keep up with it. Okay. Wow, this is fast. I'm sorry, I can't even. I have no predictions for reopening at the moment. I had one. Greg Brooks, I'm in Oklahoma, living through it. Science says be smart and safe. If you are in high risk category, be safe. Worst damage done by shutting everything down. Right, keep things open, but keep wearing the masks and being safe. That's the way through it. You can't go over it or under it. You have to go through it, but that's how you do it. You open things, but you do it in a safe, responsible way. You don't just go running around throwing your mask off, licking flagpoles. You know, there's a way to it. Okay. Nick P, I went to a water park in Ohio over the summer. No social distancing, no masks, no plexiglass, no outbreak. No one in my party caught COVID, thank God. I think I don't know, man. I'm still dubious of anything opening without masks. I'm still dubious of that. By the way, if you're going to a place that is enforcing a mask rule, it's still better than no rule at all. It's still better. Requiring masks but then having limited enforcement is still far, far better than not requiring masks at all. So even though you see that, even though you go to downtown Disney or Target or Walmart or whatever you have in your local area, and you see people not following through, I still think it's measurably better than doing nothing. Sorry, I'm just trying to read through the comments. Man, there's so much of this is political. I can't. That's why I'm sitting here staring at this. I'm like, I can't read that. I can't read that. I can't read that. I can't read that. Give me something constructive, guys. Give me something constructive. Katie B, is there something that makes it so knots can do? Wait, God, it's too fast. I lost it, Katie. I'm sorry. I'm assuming you're asking what is it about knots that's different. I'm not sure exactly. The rumor was that they found a loophole that allowed them to that they weren't considered, the parts of the park that were open weren't considered part of a theme park. But then they went ahead and opened up the rest of Knott's and all of it now. You could. Last time I went to Knott's, I saw the entire park, so I'm not sure that's it. Maybe they're, because it's just food, that they're saying that it's not a theme park if it's just food, which is ridiculous. Can we talk about that again for a minute? I love talking about this topic. I love the concept that somehow roller coasters, actual attractions, are the real villains here. That they are the most. That's where the danger is. The danger is in getting on a roller coaster. I love that idea. It's fine if I'm walking around shoulder to shoulder with people, and nobody's minding social distancing, and we're all breathing, common air. That's good. We can do that. We can eat together, but we can't go on a roller coaster. That's the dangerous part. Just putting that out there again. Taste of Christmas. Taste of Valentine's Day. Taste of Columbus Day. What does Columbus Day taste like? What does Columbus Day taste like? I would like to know. Some crazy fan says the science behind exposure has everything to do with time exposed, and the aerosols increase with how loud people talk. Yes, that is true. Shouting also, yes. But remember this, once the aerosol leaves your face, it's already gone. On a roller coaster, it's already gone. There's no opportunity for limited opportunity for you to be exposed to whatever aerosol was just there. Meanwhile, the people talking and shouting in a still position, the aerosols come up and they just kind of linger in your space for a while, and then that's when you make contact with it. I don't feel like going on a roller coaster is exposure at all, to be honest. But maybe I'm stupid. It's very likely, because I'm not a scientist, it's very likely that I'm stupid. So go ahead and tell me that if you want. So like a fire. No, for real though. I don't know how to rein this conversation back in a little bit. I want to try to keep it constructive if we can. Taste of twin. The next Imagineer asked, wait, I'm a little late. Was there more news about opening? Not really news per se, just a comment from the governor saying that they're in no hurry to issue guidelines. So that gets everybody ramped up again, including myself. Yeah, Brian Canary, Newsom, we don't anticipate the immediate term any of these larger parks opening until we see more stability in terms of data. Well, with the stability that he's talking about is, the stats, the daily positivity rates and all that, which I get. Look, we're in red, and I said that in the video today. Before we start getting crazy about why aren't the parks open yet, let's remember Orange County is still in the red. It's one thing to say, hey, you can't open until it's yellow, right? That's one thing, because yellow is impossible, and now I've got a problem. But if they say it's orange, now we've got a target that we can hit, and now it's up to us to do a better job of being mindful of how we interact with each other. Orange is achievable, and that's what he's looking for. He's just looking for more. We're still in red. Orange County is still in red. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's not 100% just BS. The only way we can predict when the park might reopen is first, let's get to orange. Let's get to orange first. And then we can start saying, okay, now we can maybe start to plan, start to predict. But if we can't even get to orange, then I would. Here, I'm agreeing with the governor. Okay, if we can't get our butts out of red, then there's no conversation. Literally, there's no conversation. Orange County is not orange though. We're not orange. They just put the stats out yesterday. We're red. No, I didn't forget, Sophia. Sophia, I did not forget. Thank you. Oh. We're close to orange, yes, but we can't get there. We can't get there. That's the problem. We are close to orange, but we can't get there for weeks now. For weeks, we haven't been able to get there. Walt liked oranges. You know, uh, Rachel Sykes makes a point. Healthy people don't get tested. Go get tested then. Go get tested. That's, it's not a bad idea. People keep asking that same question as if we don't answer it 100 times. Ay, ay, ay. And horses, don't forget horses. Yes, no, Carol, anybody can get tested for any reason. You don't have to, as far as I know, you don't have to be symptomatic to test. Michael Pettigrew, David, even if Orange got their numbers to orange, the new health equity rule would stop them from moving tiers. Possibly. We don't even know how that works exactly. That's kind of a vague, not very well understood metric. So I don't know if, I'm not sure if how dangerous. It makes it harder. I'll say that. It makes it harder. Planet Jujuda, would negative tests really help? I think so. I don't know. These are things that I'm not smart enough to answer, but they seem like a reasonable, logical thing to assume. Right? I'm just a guy with a camera who likes to go to Disneyland. I'm not a health expert. Which would basically negate any point I've ever made on this channel or our other one. Because I'm not a health expert. I'm just saying how I feel, and we're going with that. It's like I'm just saying what my brain says out loud, and I try to report other things that other smart people have said, and hope for the best. So, but I have to think, logically speaking, a negative test would help. One fat strat cat. Damn it, Jim, I'm a blogger, not a health expert. It's true. Dara Anderson, thanks for the $4, man. I appreciate it. Well, okay, Mark Espinosa, even if we did move to orange, we are getting closer to the flu season, and that's only going to make things worse. It's not going to make it worse, it's going to make it harder. But it's still up to us to be mindful of how we go about our daily business. You know what I mean? It just makes it, it's more of a challenge. It's more of a challenge. We could get to orange. We were so close. We were. And who knows what the difference is. Scott LB with $10. Thank you very much. He's our #1 fan. All right. Gene Aragon, I'm sorry, hon. I'm sorry. She says, peace out, y'all. This is almost a set of Facebook. I'm sorry. I don't know. I mean, it's the news of the day. Come back next time. We'll do something more fun on Friday. Okay. Maybe this will help. Let's talk about stage 17. Hang in there. All of you who are listening and watching right now, hang in there. I want to talk about stage 17. NorCal Guy says, I watched the stage 17 shopping looked like an extension of World of Disney. What did you think? Well, it's exactly that. And that's there was nothing new. Basically, it's just a very low rent version of World of Disney. Makes World of Disney look like the most beautiful place ever. There was nothing unique or new in terms of merchandise in there. Nothing that I could find. Everything that was in there was stuff that has already been in the stores before. And add on to that, no theming, no not even the cliche converted warehouse theming that they have at World of Disney, which again, this makes that look like genius architecture. The point of Stage 17 isn't to blow your minds with, you know, a unique shopping experience. It's to take the pressure off of World of Disney. That's like the thing to do when you go to downtown Disney, is to go to World of Disney. That's the thing to do. It's not that, or eat, or sit in the Esplanade. So they had to take some of the pressure off, right? In order, because it's like what, an hour, 2 hours. You know, they can only put in so many people. They have capacity limits. It was getting too, you know, too popular, I guess. So, and it definitely worked. If you saw the video, it was standby only in at World of Disney when we went on Tuesday, where there normally was a virtual queue. So it's working, and I think they'll keep doing that as long as it keeps working and people are going into Stage 17 instead of going to World of Disney. Having said that, at this point, I'm not going into Stage 17 anymore. Why would I go to Stage 17 if I'm in a shop, if the same merchandise exists in Stage 17 as it does in World of Disney? If they have solved the problem of attendance by opening Stage 17, then I'm going right back to World of Disney now. So eventually, they're going to have to address the issue of, why do I want to go to Stage 17 if it's only a 10-minute wait to get into World of Disney? Why would I ever go to Stage 17? And they're going to go back to the same problem. So they're going to have to offer something in Stage 17 that is unique in some way, that is different, you know, than what you could find in World Disney. Exclusive merchandise, food, perhaps, something to keep us going to Stage 17. Thank you to Heather Lundberg for the $10. By the way, I hope some of you who are thinking about leaving don't now, because I brought that up. So let me see if I'm going to go answer some questions. Let's see. Do you guys have your DVR set for tonight? Miniature Missy, what for? What's happening tonight? What am I missing? What do I have to see? What am I doing? What am I missing? Christmas merch will definitely be in Stage 17, possibly soon, I'm guessing. Justin White, how can Disney, the king of upsales, not have churro or popcorn, or even the popcorn buckets? They could have sold so much stuff they could use at a clearance center for the old merch in the parks. That was the initial plan, from what I heard, was that there was a bunch of stuff that they couldn't sell while the park was closed. Easter. There's no Easter stuff. Nobody ever had a chance to buy the Easter merchandise. They made Easter merchandise. They made summer merchandise. But it's just sitting there in a warehouse. And I thought the thought was that they were going to do that. And they may still. I think they wanted to have something perhaps that was topical at first when they opened it. Because a cast member, when I left the place, she made a point of telling me the merch will change. Now, she didn't go into any detail. She didn't say when. She didn't say what. Just that the merch will change. So I'm gonna have to go with the idea that they do have other plans, not just, you know, an extension of World of Disney. And like I said, they have to. Otherwise, nobody's going to go back in there. There's no reason to. Why would I want to go into a black themeless warehouse to buy the same thing I can get at World of Disney? I would like to see them make it like a Company D. I would love to see that. I want to see stuff that you can't buy anymore at a discount. But Disney's never been known for that. They do some stuff on Shop Disney, and they do the occasional like odd sale in the park sometimes. But I would really like to see them lean into that a little bit. Ducks fan 11, I'm only interested in seeing Stage 17 for the novelty of going backstage. Right, do that one time, and you won't have to go back there again. It's not that novel. It was cool for a minute, but you get to see literally nothing besides the backside of a building. What did I miss from Bob? Yeah, they might do that, Bob. They might put the Halloween merchandise at a discount and move the Christmas stuff in early. They could. You have to do that before Halloween, though. So we've got the clock's ticking on that. You got like a week or two. I have not played golf for a while, Steven Adventures. Not since our last trip to the desert, but we are planning a trip next weekend. So hopefully I'll get to play then. Katie B says, I loved your idea about food, though that would defeat the mask thing, but maybe something like El Capitan is doing with the movie packs. Well, people can eat. You can go to downtown Disney, you can take your mask off and eat, and then put your mask back on when you're done. But the problem with that is that you have to be stationary. So where do you let guests just loiter inside stage 17 and eat a churro and drink a Coke? Where? Now, they only opened up maybe half of the available space there. There's a lot of space left over. So they could still do that, but it would have to be separate from, and it would be limited. There would be a queue to go into the eat a churro section of an enormous queue, mind you. And that, again, is one reason why they didn't do that, is because it would just be too popular. Too many people would want to do that. So that's a difficult thing to pull off. Okay. Conrad Byron. Well, he says, isn't a shorter wait enough to attract to stage 17? You didn't hear my rant before, maybe. That only works for a little while. If you, yes. Well, actually, no. The wait for stage 17 was longer in the queue than it is for World of Disney. First of all. Second, if everybody goes to stage 17 under this idea that it's going to be less wait, then fewer people are going into World of Disney. Therefore, World of Disney now has the shorter wait. Why would I want to wait longer for less theming? So as soon as I do my one novelty trip to stage 17 because it's cool and I want to go see what's there, I'm going right back to World of Disney because that's got a lower wait now. It's a less time spent in the queue, less time waiting, because it was standby on Tuesday. Standby. There was no virtual queue. I'm just going to do that because it's nicer in there. Okay. Andra Bodwell says, I believe Disney churros are essential. They are. Brian Canary, I am also worried about the long-term effects of our amazing park at this point. The longer we go without it, the more we get accustomed to not having it. That's what scares me, is that it becomes a non-thing after a while, like movies, going to the movies. KDB, do you think they'll decorate the gates for Christmas time? I was hoping they'd at least do that for Halloween, but no dice. Well, that kind of answers that question, doesn't it? Because they could have. They could have decorated the gates for Halloween. They could have decorated downtown Disney for Halloween, but they didn't. So, just play that tape. Cameron Myers, at lunchtime today, the stage 17 wait was less than 10 minutes. The wait at Disney Store was 5 to 10 minutes, i.e. less than 10 minutes. Right, so if the wait times are the same at stage 17 as they are at World of Disney, why would I go to stage 17? Why? The only answer to that question is because they've got different stuff there. And they need to do that soon. They need to do that soon. Michelle, did you answer? I think you did, didn't you? And I didn't get to see it. Let me see if I can find. Yeah, Michelle says, go to Costco to get your Tio Pepe's. You have to make them yourself, though, right? Or can you just nuke them? To get your churros. If you want a Disney churro, go to Costco. Tio Pepe's. I'm trying to find your answer if you did answer me, Michelle. but I'm not seeing anything. Yeah. Oh, ask Liz. NBC at 8 p.m. Okay. I will ask Liz. ABC, 8 p.m. or NBC, 8 p.m. Okay. Costco's not selling churros now. Stephen Williams, those churros aren't the same unless you eat them at Disneyland. True statement, Stephen. True statement. I don't care how the same you tell me they are. Nothing is the same if you're not doing it at Disneyland. Everything is different. Hey, we should do that. Bubba Schmear says Royal Dorks do a taste test churros. Okay, that sounds fun. Smart and Final. Oh, Smart and Final, not Costco? Okay. I don't have a Costco account anyway. Royal Weirdo says, did you notice the closing of some Disney stores at malls? Do you think that has to do with the partnering of Target? No. People stopped going to those Disney stores. They've been dying for a long time. For years now, people have stopped going to the Disney store. I'm not sure why, but I never go there. I'll say that.
How much more time?
Like 15 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. That was the wife. Did you hear they got rid of the hot dog cart in downtown Disney? Really? Oh, I saw that. I saw when we were in the parking lot for. Oh no, I didn't. Those were never mind. Those were downtown Disney kiosks. So no, in the Lilo cart, or in the Lilo parking lot. Huh. Nick, I did not hear anything like that. Which lot is Lilo? Refresh my memory. It sounds like it's difficult to walk to, that's for sure. Stacy Squad, it's not like, well, she's talking about the Disney store. It's not like World of Disney, I guess, where they have everything in the Disney store. It's mostly toys and yes. Going to the Disney store in a mall is not the same thing as going to the Emporium or World of Disney. It is, as somebody mentioned, mostly for kids. It's a kid's place, which I think is a mistake. I think that was a mistake in the way they set that up. Disneyland, Disney is not just for kids. Never has been, never will be. Here's a 50-year-old man who runs 3 different YouTube channels, all dedicated to Disney. I'm here to tell you it's not just for kids. So, yeah, I think that if they wanted to keep that thing going, they should have changed their merchandising plan. So, okay, now we've got stage 17. I wonder how they can sort of, if that's successful, and I'm really hoping that it is, because I want this to stimulate Disney's desire to, because they're not going to say no to a buck, right? If it makes them a buck, they're going to say, okay, you know, if a little is good, a lot is better, right? Under that theory, what would be the next thing that they could open up in a limited way, like they have stage 17, where they're not exactly showing you the park, but it's inside the park? Thank you very much to Audie Reich. I hope I said your name right. Is it Addie or Audie? Addie, I feel like is 2 Ds. 1 D, I feel like is Audie. Well, anyway, she's our #1 fan. Or he. I don't know. But thank you. Addie, okay. Thank you very much. Yeah, Main Street is an easy answer, of course. But I'm trying to figure out ways that are less obvious. Things that are like small, but that are incremental and sort of kind of ease us into getting to Main Street. Main Street, let's say, would be the goal, the end game. You know what would be cool? I know this is not what I was just asking for, but I just thought of it. What if they let you walk through a queue? What if they put up, oh God. Man, how successful would that be? If they just let you hang out in an attractions queue. I want to be able to do more than just buy something. What's near the entrance that kind of gets you backstage? I'm thinking, you know, they could let you into a lot of those shops on Main Street from the back entrance without letting you down Main Street. On both sides, there is the alleys behind all those shops. I don't think that would work though. We got a $5 gift from Monica Welt. Thank you very much. Some of those take you through the backstage area of that shop, and they don't want that. That can't work. What is the open air area called outside of stage 17? You mean the Hollywood backlot? I mean, you could hold an event at the backlot, for that matter. You could put up some kiosks like they did for Food and Wine. God. I guess that is the next stage. Is just give me like 1 or 2 kiosks. Give me, well, 3. Give me popcorn, give me churros, give me a soda. Well, I guess you could put sodas in the popcorn and churro kiosks because they sell sodas there. You can't do it. So okay, somebody just said in the Esplanade, and that seems like an easy answer. You can't. They would have already, but you can't. That's why I'm thinking. That's why they're trying to do stuff. Well, that's why I'm thinking they need to do stuff inside the parks, because I don't think that they can. I don't think they can sell stuff in the Esplanade. Yeah, at least not food or merchandise. I think they used to sell balloons there. That might be the one little carve out, but I'm pretty sure they have a non-compete with all the stores in downtown Disney, so that because if they sold churros in the Esplanade, you might as well just send that other kiosk home. You couldn't. They wouldn't sell any. All right, guys, we got about 7 minutes to go. I don't think tours is the answer. I don't know. I don't think so, because that might be. I think it has to be food related, and merch related. It has to be like a shopping, dining situation as opposed to an entertainment. I don't think that entertainments get the same exceptions as dining and merchandise and shopping. So you have to offer food and you have to offer merch in order to get those gates open. Does my shirt contain a secret message? No, it's from Rogue One. It says, "I rebel." This is a rebellion, isn't it? That was a line from Rogue One that never actually made it to the final cut. But it was they sold this shirt before the movie came out. Yes, like nuts. Exactly. But for some reason, either Disney can't or won't do that. That's an interesting idea. Justin says, David, a taste of Fantasyland. Use the ride queues for food booths. Have a corn dog cart, Peter Pan, Snow White, popcorn cart, Pinocchio, churro cart. Mr. Toad's Garlic Cheddar Twist. I like the idea of doing separate events for each land. A taste of Fantasyland, a taste of Adventureland, taste of, whatever, name the land. That would be an interesting thing. That's a natural. And don't do them all at once, do one at a time. And you could sell more repeat tickets this way. And you only have to set up a part of the park. You funnel guests into where they have to be that New Orleans Square or what have you. You funnel guests to where they have to be, and then you get one way in and one way out. You spend a couple hours in Fantasyland or whatever. It might have to be more than one land. I don't know, because. But then again, Disney's the best at making you do a thing just for 3 hours, whereas Knott's Berry Farm is giving you 6 or 7 hours to do their whole park. Sell a ticket for $35, $40, something like that. Give them 3 instead of 5 tastes, and then let them buy merchandise, and then look at Fantasyland. I would spend $40. I would spend $40 for a taste of Fantasyland. I would. We did a whole video on that topic. And I still don't know why. I mean, it's still a guess as to why they didn't or why they couldn't. But I think that that's a good idea. If they get stonewalled more by the state, then that could be, they may have to just bite the bullet and do that. DW Plus, maybe they haven't done the food thing because they're doing maintenance, and maybe after maintenance is done, they will look at doing something. Well, there's some truth to that. There's maintenance going on still at Fantasyland. There was maintenance going on on Main Street. There's maintenance going on, or was, in New Orleans Square. There was even a little bit of something. No, there was nothing going on at Galaxy's Edge. And I think there's maintenance at Tomorrowland. The entrance to Tomorrowland was being worked on. They're getting rid of the last of the French fry rocks. So there's something to that. If they get the park guest ready, well, as long as they only need really one land. I may get into this in more detail on another video and just throw it out there as a topic of conversation. That seems like a reasonable thing to talk about. Right after I finish, finally, I'm nearly complete. I've been holding off on doing the AP. Well, I wondered, maybe I should still hold off. Is there any interest at all right now in what's going to happen to annual passes when the parks reopen video that I've been working on, that I haven't shot yet, but it won't take long. Because we still can't go, man. Well, I guess, there's 8 of you that'll watch the video at least. Timothy Ross says, they're firing people. It doesn't seem like they'd add more stuff to staff. Those folks were going to get let go anyway, Timothy. I feel like they could still do this event with the staff that they kept. All right, well, guys, thank you, by the way, to Brian Conari, who gets us with $5, says keep it up. I will do. That's it, guys. That's our hour. Thank you for hanging out with us for an hour, and thank you for enduring all of that rough first patch that we got through, because everybody's upset about Governor Newsom's statements. But I think we closed on a strong note. I felt like we closed with some positivity there. We closed with some good thoughts, good feelings about Disneyland. So on that note, I think it would be cool if you hit the like button on your way out. You know what I mean? Like, there's, like you ring the bell at Arby's or at El Pollo Loco. You ring the bell if you like the service you got. Ring the bell, guys. Ring the bell. And then stay tuned, I guess. I'll start working on that AP video, whether I want to or not. And I gotta check the hotline. All right, Gordon, thank you. I got all your emails, Gordon, so don't worry about it. I can't respond to all of them because there's just too many. But I did get them, so thank you. And what else? Okay, so subscribe here. And then subscribe on our main channel, Fresh Baked. Stay tuned for more stuff there. Follow us on Instagram at _FreshBaked and on Twitter at Fresh Baked Disney. That's fresh with no E. And then follow Liz and I on the Royal Dorks. That's our home vlog. We just did a bunch of videos on some treats that Liz has been trying out. She's on a treat hunt right now. She's got some treats from Starbucks, from Downtown Disney, and from Krispy Kremes. I ate the face off of Frankenstein and Dracula. It was fun. So yeah, we'll see you next time, guys. Thanks for watching, everybody. Fresh Baked.